Hey, Kim. Can you hear me?
Oh, now I can hear you. Yeah, I got it.
Okay. Hi, Carrie. Carrie said she was going to try to join us, but she has a class that she's working on. And I told her if there were already 5 here, then we wouldn't need her for voting. So she may come on just quickly. Oh, Kim's joining us on a different screen here. Carrie might join us for a short time. And I'm not sure if the people that were interested in the mural are going to join us or not. I don't know if they got the same message that you all got, because that was sent out from the town.
Okay.
So I think we'll go right ahead and start. And you guys all clicked that you know that this is being recorded, right?
Right.
Okay. Okay, and all right. So I will start the meeting, and I believe I have to read this little bit about pursuant to, where is it? Pursuant to the Senate's bill, which was signed into law by Governor Baker on June 16th, 2021. This meeting will be conducted via remote participation to the greatest extent possible. Specific information and the general guidelines for remote participation by members of the public and/or parties with a right and/or requirement to attend this meeting can be found on the Town of Southborough's website at www.southboroughtown.com. Okay. So we'll call the meeting to order, and Kim's in 2 places. Wow, I'm
I think I'm gonna go off of here because can you hear me, Mary?
yes.
Okay, I'm in one place now. Well,
Okay.
in case you needed an extra person, there I was.
Okay. Well, thank you. Okay. What I'd like to do first is let's approve the minutes from August 19th. And while we're reviewing those, I'll just mention that in those, we did state our priorities for the grants. So I'm just going to restate those so we all know what they are as we go into the grant process. Our priorities for the coming year include funding for 1, programs to be held in Southborough and surrounding communities, 2, individuals and organizations from Southborough and surrounding communities, 3, service organizations that benefit the town of Southborough, 4, programs that focus on the natural world and environment. And these funds should serve the largest number of people in the community with diversity of age groups, artistic disciplines, including the arts, humanities, and interpretive sciences. Another thing that was in the minutes was that we changed our granting system, so it's a one-time payment that the grantees will receive right after we approve them. And then in there was also something about us receiving a $2,500 grant from Southborough Community Fund. We have received the supplies, the tables, pop-up tents, banners, and all of that, and have them housed at the Knights of Columbus building right now. So can we make a motion, someone make a motion to approve the minutes?
I make a motion.
Okay. Someone second it?
I second it.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor of the minutes?
Aye.
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 Okay, all those, I guess it's approved. Everyone carries under my name, but I don't really know how to change that. So anyone know how to change that name?
Right now, I know how to. I do know how to do that.
Okay, you take care of that. Okay, Sarah Brown and her boyfriend Wes had contacted me. West, I guess, is a mural painter, and they had expressed some interest in doing a mural in town, specifically because they live over near one of the new bridges. They had mentioned the bridge. I told them that that's really state property, so that would probably be hard to manage. But maybe there would be another place in town. And so maybe they can contact us another time in the new year and give us their thoughts, and we can consider that. We've been talking about that for a while, so maybe we can find a place and some money. Okay, so moving right along. I think everyone has had a chance to look over the applications. We had 16 come in, and as we know, it's, you know, there's always more requests than we have money to give out. Some of the reasons that we would deny someone's request, of course, would be that it wasn't in line with our priorities. And on the letter that we send out for disapproval, some of the denials are that your project isn't clearly related to arts, humanities, or sciences. Your project did not provide enough public benefit for our community compared to other proposals we received. Your proposed project did not meet an additional requirement outlined in our council priorities. So those are some reasons. Everyone does get a letter who is denied funding. So those letters go out they go out and then they have a 15-day appeal process. And then once that deadline is passed, then we announce who was approved. So keep that in mind as we go. Okay, so if we start out thinking that we have $5,800 this year, and we can put 5% over in the admin account, and up to 20% for a project of our own, a council project, which could be the mural, it could be, you know, Porch Fest, or paying singers who would perform at the food truck nights that Rotary is doing, or anything else that you might be thinking. So those are some things to consider. So I'm going to ask Catherine, you have a spreadsheet, right? So if you keep track of it as we go, and if we start out with thinking about those applications that didn't meet the criteria, didn't meet the priorities, or in line with the others, we're not, you know, best serving our community.
Okay.
Does anyone have any thoughts on that?
I do, Mary.
Okay.
Dual pianists, composers, and educators Kirk
Yep.
Whipple's project, where they're asking for $825. They're out of Wareham.
Yes, I
So-
don't think they're local, and I think having it on Zoom is not, the combination of those is not serving Southborough and the surrounding community in the
Right.
same way that others are.
Right, right. And I would add to that the Charles River Sinfonietta, which
Okay,
is out of Millis, although the program will be shown on Southborough Cable.
Right.
It really, that's pretty much the only benefit that we get to it or from it.
anything else? Anybody else?
I questioned the Symphony Pro Musica.
Well, the Symphony Pro Musica is similar to the other one. The Assabet Valley Master Singers, in that they both use St. Mark's, and they do have a huge budget because they employ people, they get donations from a lot of sources,
Mhm.
and they pay their musicians. So it's a, those are two big organizations compared to some of the smaller ones. But I've always, we have given to them in the past, and they seem very appreciative, and it is something that happens in town.
Okay. What about the salon with Marie Antoinette?
That was interesting, wasn't it?
I thought that was pretty interesting.
It seems like he got some buy-in from, is it Charlie Easterly? I don't know the pastor's name there. It sounds like an interesting project. I don't know that I'm willing to fund them the entire amount that they requested, but
Right.
being that it would happen in Southborough, I thought that would be interesting. The ones that I hesitated about was the Afternoon of Brass. That was going to be in Mechanics Hall. If you remember, this same gentleman applied last year. It was the Cosmic Classics.
Mhm.
And at that time, he didn't really have a plan. He seems to have come up with a plan.
Mhm.
But he's asking, I think, 30 different local councils for money. And it will be held at Mechanics Hall, which is still, a distance for people. I don't know.
Mhm. Mhm. I would agree with that.
And then
I
I
would
think,
agree that Mechanics Hall isn't. There are other options closer to Southborough, so.
right, I think we've made a decision in the past with the Discovery Center, Discovery Museum, even though that was further, it was kind of a unique program for
Mhm.
kids in Southborough to be able to go to. But the other one I hesitated about is that Southborough Do Your Art.
I did too.
I mean, it
So-
sounds like an interesting program. And I know Bernadette Stockwell was part of the Claflin Orchestra in the past. So we've seen her name, and she's done a lot of work for the orchestra in the past. And this is something that she's doing on her own. She's worked with a couple different communities, and it seems to be like inspirational to be creative, a Zoom session. I don't know if I'm willing to fund that, but
Yeah, that's a 90-minute program. And she states the goal is helping creatives move from novice to master. And I think, at its basic, it's a worthy goal, but I don't believe it's going to serve too many people.
Right. Okay, so out of those that we've talked about, just going through the list. Oh, one other that I questioned was this theater trip for middle school students.
Yeah,
Number one, the Alhambra Academy. They
I
wanted
agree.
funding to take the group to, is it the Hanover for
Hanover
a
Theater.
performance?
Yeah, and they're from
And-
Shrewsbury.
Right, they said they do have some Southborough students, and I can appreciate that. But I don't know that it's gonna benefit the community the way that others will.
I agree.
So
I agree.
the theater trip, the afternoon of brass, the
And the-
Southborough Do Your Art, and the duo pianists, are we in agreement to take those off the table?
I
Yes.
agree with that.
Okay,
Mary, what about the Celtic chocolate program?
well, interesting that that's the only program that Southborough Library asked for this year. They
Mhm.
typically ask for a few. I did notice that it is in March, tied into perhaps St. Patrick's Day. She's a professional chocolatier, I think is what it said.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I think the library does tend to get a good group, a good following. So
Okay.
I don't know. Does anyone else have any thoughts?
We'll keep it in.
I think that would draw some people as well. Yeah, I do think
Okay.
it would be nice to fund some of it. The Celtic chocolate.
Okay. Should we go through the list of the others? Or one thought I had was typically we have funded like $500 to a variety of these and the $300 to the Discovery Museum, but we've done 500 to the Assabet Valley Singers, to the Northborough Community Chorus, to Pro Musica, to Art on the Trails. And they've been appreciative. They continue year after year to do their thing. I don't know. Do you think we should fund them the same amount that we've done in the past? I know some of them have asked for much more this year, but
Do we want to start with what we did last year and then see what the totals are, and then with everything else?
Mary, are you allowed to share your screen so we can look at it all together and go down the list? I don't know if
I can. Oh, no,
Oh,
they disabled it.
I might
Okay.
be able to change. Yeah, I can probably change you. I don't know. Let's see.
Okay.
No, I go to more and it doesn't let me do anything. If you could email it to me, then I could pull it up. Do you want to do that?
Yes, I can. Yeah. It'll take me a minute to find where.
Well, she's doing that. I'm just moving on to the second one, this Power of a Personal Story, Algonquin.
I liked that.
I liked it too. And they were asking for the amount to be split between Northborough and Southborough, $800 each, to pay for the author of the book that they're going to talk about.
Mhm. Yes,
I was in
agree with
favor of that. They said if they couldn't get funding from, our councils, then they would go to the Parent Teacher Association, but
Mhm.
I kind of like that one.
I like that one a lot.
I
So we'll
agree.
fund them for
Are we
800.
comfortable giving them the 800? I don't know.
Well, we can figure out the amount, but
Right.
Okay, yep, but I'm comfortable with that.
Catherine, were you able to send it to me?
I am. Do you want it to which email should I use? Is this the
Send it to
Southborough
the
Arts?
director.
Okay. Sounds fine. Did it come through?
Yes.
So there's
Okay, now tell me how to navigate this one.
So there's a column with red numbers. That's where the totals will sum the row underneath that. So I haven't put any
Okay,
numbers.
hold on, I'll share the screen. Host disabled screen sharing. I'm the host. I don't know. Reclaim host. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. You guys probably know more about this than I do.
I think
But
the
I had
town
this-
I think the town disabled it.
Yeah, okay. Because I logged on as their account. And
Catherine, can you email it to everybody so that we can follow along
Yeah.
on the same page?
Or yes.
Just,
So can I do
yeah.
and then you could just speak through it, Catherine.
Yeah.
As she's doing that, another applicant was the Celebrate Southborough at the Hopkinton Center for Arts.
I thought that was good.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. First off, the Southborough Recreation Department did not send any applications for their summer concert series. That may have been something they overlooked, but unfortunately we didn't receive anything. So we won't be funding their series. The Hopkinton Center for Arts has a whole series of concerts, and it seemed that they were picking different nights to celebrate different towns. The Southborough residents would be free that night. They expected maybe 100 people, and they've already booked musicians. They've already done some of the marketing. So I don't think that, it's only Southborough, and they're going to have this regardless of whether we fund it or not. So I thought that was kind of interesting. They're asking for $1,000, and they'll also be asking businesses for money. So I don't know what I think about how much we should.
Sounds high.
It
Yeah,
really
it does.
does. sound high. Are they aware of our budget is what it makes me think, That's a big chunk
I
of our
think
budget.
they are. I think they are, but I think they might
It
just,
never hurts to ask, and that's what I figured when they write the grants.
right. Okay, Catherine, do you
Doesn't
want
hurt to ask.
Yeah,
to take over and lead us through your
Sure.
spreadsheet?
Yes, I can just go through. Okay, so Assabet, do we want to put in, we gave 500 last year.
And
Want
they're
to start-
asking for 759.
Yes.
So I think 500 myself, but
I agree.
I second that 500 is good for Assabet.
Okay. We're skipping the afternoon of brass. And then the one we were just talking about, the Hopkinton Center. What are our thoughts on that? Or do we want to come back and see if we have
I
anything?
think
left
it's
over?
high. I think we should wait
Come
and come
back
back.
to it.
We'll come back to it.
Okay. Wait 1 second. Okay. And the Hanover Theater, we said no, correct? Because that was, I put it in the wrong column. That's does
Right.
not benefit our community. Okay. And then the Cycle of Memory.
That one sounds like a really interesting project. I have to give the people a lot of credit for their creative work and putting this all together. It sounds like it's mostly happening in Western Mass, and then they've asked a lot of different towns and councils of aging. They're not really sure when they're going to present it. That was my understanding. I just took some notes, so anyone else can chime in on what they what they remember
Right.
from.
It sounded like it was, they wanted it to be a pretty all-encompassing documentary focused on Alzheimer's, and I think it looks very interesting. They didn't have any alternative funding, which I was concerned about,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a big ask.
Right.
So I'm
Should
not
we
sure about
pass
that.
on that for now?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
It's not local.
Okay.
Northborough Community Chorus, is this the one that we were talking about with the book?
No,
No,
Okay, that's just something else. Okay, sorry.
that we've typically given 500, or we did last year.
okay, 500.
And then catching up, the Do Your Art, we said no to, correct?
Right.
Next is the library, and again, we do typically fund those. They're usually, I believe, around 350, so they're asking 362 there, and they've only asked for one.
And it does cover some cultural history of
Mm-hmm.
that time.
Okay, and then the next one is the book with the high school. So they're asking 8.
I tend to say the full amount, but
I think so too.
I agree.
It-
Okay. Okay. These up. Okay. Discovery Museum.
they're asking 300, and that's what we gave them last year, right?
Mm-hmm. That's
I'd
a yes,
say
I think.
300.
300.
Okay. Westboro Community Chorus.
So this is something new. I think his name is Bill Harrington, is a Southborough resident who asked me about this prior to putting in an application, whether, this might qualify for some funding. It does say that it draws people from Westboro and Southborough. I don't have a number as to how many people are in the Westboro Community Chorus. We do fund the Northborough Area Community Chorus, and there are Southborough residents in that as well. So I kind of thought we should do it.
Can we do it for less money instead of the 500? Maybe do 250 or set it aside to
Mhm.
see how much we left over?
I'll put it, let me highlight it and we'll come back and see what our total.
Okay.
Next is Art on the Trails.
I would say 500.
500.
Okay, the next we said 0, which is the duo pianists. Okay, then and we also said 0 for the Millis, correct? Charles River.
Right.
Okey doke. Symphony Pro Musica. They're asking for 1,000.
Yeah, I think 500.
Newton, okay, this is Marie Antoinette. They're asking
That
for,
one,
What does that have to do?
I
anything with
wouldn't say-
Southborough?
what did you say?
What does it, what's the connection to Southborough or the area?
That it would be held here,
Oh,
the
okay.
Pilgrim
the
Church.
Pilgrim.
Oh, right.
So.
Interesting.
Between, their congregation and anyone else in town.
They suggested about 70 people would attend.
1,500 is a lot of money. Do you want,
Right.
can we set it aside and come back to it?
Yes.
I think it would be good to prioritize the
Mhm.
ones.
Well, that was the last one. So,
Okay, so
Oh.
first off, we would have to vote about the 5%. We didn't do that, right? 5% admin, and put that in the spreadsheet if we decide to do that.
Okay.
So all those in favor of setting aside 5% of the 5,800 to be used for administrative, and honestly, like $140 it costs to just have all the subscriptions to the Wix page and the, mail and all of that. So.
I second your motion, Mary.
Okay, seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and then do we want to set aside up to 20% for a council project?
Yes.
The full 20%?
Can we roll it over to next year if we don't use it? Or do we have to use it?
Well, whatever we don't use comes back into being grantable. So if we don't use it, then, next year it would get granted out.
I think it's just, would be a nice time, this 2022 if possible, to have a council project, really.
Okay.
I just went to a performance recently in Westboro that some Southborough students were in that, what is it called? Skyrise Theater did.
All right.
And it was just so exciting to see a children's performance in person, just right down the road. It's great. So, I don't know.
Okay, so 20%
yep,
to be
okay.
moved over. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. So if you plug those amounts into the spreadsheet, Catherine,
Yes.
and then let us know how much we have left over, and we can prioritize the ones that we kind of put on hold.
Yes, we have 1,500 left over. We have nothing for Marie Antoinette. We had questioned the full 500 for Westboro.
Okay.
I don't know if I quite got that. So,
Okay, sorry. So those are the two that were sort of open that we hadn't done. So we have 15, I'm reading $1,500 left.
and
And we ha-
that would be split between the ones that are on hold are the Marie Antoinette
Correct.
and
Westboro.
what else? The Westboro.
Yep, but I had already put the full amount in there.
Okay.
So,
Oh,
The
okay.
full amount.
questioning. Yeah, we gave them the full 500 there.
Well, we could give them 250 and give Marie Antoinette 250, I guess.
Well, we still have $1,500 left.
Oh,
Can I make a recommendation? How about the Alzheimer's documentary? I mean, we want to serve the older, well, actually, it really serves everybody, but I mean, that would
Mhm.
kind of, is that to be filmed, to be shown in Southborough at the senior center, or do we need more information?
Wait, did we put 800 in the personal story? Is that in there in your spreadsheet, or was that a hold item?
20%.
No, the
Oh.
Algonquin.
Yeah, Algonquin, yep, hold on a second. Yep, they got it.
Okay, so there was 800
Let me,
there.
let me read through them. How's that? Okay.
Yeah,
Assabet, 500.
Mhm.
Nothing for Patrick Smith. Nothing yet for Hopkinton Center for the Arts. So that's the other open one.
okay,
Let me highlight that. Okay. Alhambra Academy got nothing.
mhm,
The Alex left is the memory, which we did not.
okay,
We keep reading down. We gave 500 to Northborough Community Chorus. Nothing to get Stockwell for Do Your Art. 362 to the library. 800 for Algonquin for the book. 300 for Discovery. 500 for Westboro Community Chorus. 500 Art on the Trails. Nothing for Kirk Whipple. The dual pianos, and nothing for Jacob Litoff. The Quincy Cable TV, 500 Pro Musica, and nothing for Marie Antoinette. We
okay.
have
And you have,
290,
is it,
290 set aside, right? 5%.
Yep.
And then we have 20, and we have 1160 set aside, 20% of 5,800.
okay.
So I have a question. Did all the grants get used last year? And if they don't get used, do they get returned?
I just followed up with a few of them. We have 3 outstanding. I don't think that Messiah was held this year. So we may have 500 that comes back to us, but I can't give it away until I confirm that. And then I think we're just waiting for Pro Musica to put their paperwork in. And then there was one other one, the Mass Educational Theater Group. So I sent emails out to all of them and I didn't hear back yet.
Okay.
But everybody else, yeah, they got reimbursed.
So how much do we have to spend, Catherine?
We have 1550 left, 1548 left. And the total for all the outstanding is, oh, one's 1,000. Never mind. Some of these are big numbers. One's 2,000. One's, and then 1,500 for Marie Antoinette. So they're big ticket items remaining.
And did we roll any of these out? I think we did. Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I can't hear. I don't know.
It doesn't seem right. I'm sorry.
Okay.
21, and 18, 11. Can you just check that on your spreadsheet?
Yes. Summing. Okay, 500, 1,000, 2,000, 2,800, 3,300. Yes, something is. Oh, I know what it is. Yep. 1 second. I missed it. Okay, I added a row. Thank you. Yeah, we have 388 left.
Okay.
It's the 20%.
Yeah, the 20% was missing.
Yeah. I added a row and it didn't recount.
Okay, so we have 300 and, what did you say, 88?
Yes.
388 left between the 3 Celebrate Southborough, Cycle of Memory, and Marie Antoinette, correct?
I say cycle of memory. That would be my choice, just because it serves the older community as well. Like it's more, I don't know, it kind of goes into that scientific arts that you were talking about. And we don't have anything like that.
Okay, and we can put stipulations on something like that. You know, if they don't get the funding, Because we
Right.
just put in this new pay immediately. It might be a little harder, but I just want to pull up their information. Hold on.
Yeah, be curious, like, are they gonna charge, or is it just all Zoom, and it would be nice to have more information.
It's on Zoom, it's at senior centers.
We want to condition it because they said, they can bring it to audiences or have screening. So do we want to approve it conditionally if it's at our senior center or anything, or available to them or advertised?
I would
to
think that
them?
would be a
Maybe.
great way to do it, if it's at Southborough
Yeah.
Senior Center.
Because otherwise it's just anyone who attends by Zoom and it's nothing local at all.
Right.
Exactly.
So it has to be maybe an agreed upon date that it can be shared at the, either through our local television or through the Council of Aging. I don't know. What do you think?
Where is he out of? Is it
Well-
something that's realistic to expect him to have it presented in Southborough?
Out of Leverett.
It's out of Leverett, and and again, I think it's a great project, but they don't offer any alternative or alternate funding sources.
Yeah. I'm reading a little bit more about it online.
Yeah, I'm
What
trying
are
to.
our options? The Marie Antoinette thing, the concert, is that gonna have a large draw, you think?
That's
Well-
going to be at Pilgrim, but, right?
Say
Right.
about 70 people.
Right. I think what they're trying to highlight there
What
is,
is
was it a Black composer or that was under-recognized?
It's interesting, but I just don't know how many people are gonna,
Right.
right.
It depends how, what their marketing, whole strategy is and who they're going after. But, and then the other one was
1 second.
to celebrate Southborough at the Hopkinton Arts Center. I mean, maybe we work with the Arts Center on that and make it worthwhile.
It's very
Being that we're
fun.
not sponsoring the summer series.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, that might be a good one.
And we can have our table there, promote it.
Mhm.
And maybe invite some of, maybe some local musicians, some Southborough musicians, could open for the concert or something like that. We could work with them
Mhm.
to kind of round it out a little more.
I feel like they get a big draw at Hopkinton Center for the Arts, so we could capitalize on it maybe. Is that what yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
They're
it's
asking-
diverse as far as-
They're asking
is
for
what-
1,000 and we have 388 left. Is that too low?
No,
Okay.
I
the
don't
first
think
time
so.
they've asked.
It's the first time they've asked. Part of me really is tempted not to give them anything because I think they're not hurting for funds, but just to build a relationship, it would be nice to, we're right down the road. We don't have an art center. It would be great if we did, but.
I've taken classes there. They do have good classes, but they do charge a
Oh.
fair price. So
Right.
I mean, the other thing we could do is, give them whatever, $250 or something and put more money towards something else. I'm just saying,
Yeah, I don't think it's so much about the money with Hopkinton Center for the Arts, because they're going to get it one way or another. I think it's more just relationship building. I don't know. That's just the way I see it. Is that how you see it?
I agree.
Mary?
I agree.
I actually think that you should take $12 out of the 20% that we put aside for ourselves and just round it up to 400. 388 is such an odd
That's a
amount.
good idea. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I think we're all in agreement then. I think,
Mhm.
Catherine, if you could just list the amounts for each again, and
Yep.
then someone can make a motion. We can second the motion and vote on those.
Okay.
Okay, unless there's any other discussion about any of these. Okay, go
right.
ahead, Catherine.
Assabet 500. Patrick Smith 0. Hopkinton Center for the Arts 400. Alhambra nothing. Alex Leaf nothing. Northborough Community Chorus 500. Bernadette Stockwell nothing. Southborough Library 362. Algonquin 800. Discovery 300. Westboro Community Chorus 500. Art on the Trails 500. Kirk Whipple 0. Jacob Litoff 0. Symphony Pro Musica 500. 290 is our 5%, and 1148 is our 20%, minus $12. And we get to 5,800.
Okay,
That's good.
someone want to make a motion to vote on those amounts?
Make
Make a motion.
those amounts.
Okay, Susan, do you want to second? Kim
I
made the
second.
motion.
Yep. I second it.
Susan seconds. All those in favor of funding these grants as discussed?
Aye.
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 Okay. So the next step is, Susan, if you don't mind, I'll work with you to get the denial letters out so you can see the process. And we'll get those out and then we can alert the others once we've given it the 15-day grace period. So I appreciate everyone coming on tonight because I know we all have a lot going on, but it had to be done by the end of December. So thank you all for coming on. And was there anything else? I will just say that we had a good turnout at the Arts and Crafts Fair. Could have been better, but it was a busy weekend and Lynn helped with that. It was nice to be able to use the Knights Hall and people enjoyed coming in there. And the artists were appreciative of us setting that up. So hopefully we can have some more pop-ups in the future. And the last thing is I started talking with the Historical Society about working on getting Main Street designated as a cultural district. And that's something that we'll talk about more in the coming year, but we can get all the, what they call stakeholders on board, whether it's the library, the historical center, maybe the new Deerfoot, or whatever that's called, the building on Main Street, Chelsea and Catherine's new gallery, you know, the places along the way to visit, historical and cultural and art-worthy. And it takes about 1.5 years to get that designation, but I think it will be worthwhile. And then it will allow all of us to communicate better, coordinate better. You know, there really should have been a Southborough stroll on the 4th of December, and it should have been coordinated. We had, St. Mark's had a bazaar, the Boy Scouts were up at St. Anne's, Santa was flying in the community house, and it really could have been a fantastic event. It was a little disconnected and people were all over the place trying to scramble from one place to the next. So Having a line of communication through all those different groups is something that the town has been missing a long time. So the Historical Society is on board, and we'll get some other people on board. So that's next year's project. Okay, anything else?
Nothing else.
Okay, well, we'll adjourn the meeting then.
Thank you,
Thank you
Mary.
all.
Thank you,
Okay, and
Mary.
thanks,
Thank you,
Carrie.
Mary.
I know you have deadlines looming, so I appreciate you
All
coming.
right, no problem. Thanks so much. Have a good day.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
Here, I'm free. And put them all in the corner.
He can call for you.
Yeah. Her birthday today. Did you call her? Text her? Well, I couldn't answer it. How was your meatloaf?
Good.
Did you pack your lunch?
No,
Why?
I wrapped it all up, but I didn't know if I'd have enough for lunch tomorrow or not.
Why aren't you having that for lunch?
There might be something else that's come back first.
There's nothing else to have. What do you have for me for dessert?
Ice cream.
No, that's not barely a bite.
It is pretty unsatisfying, isn't it?
Thank you. Did you put the food away?
It's cool enough for I put it in the fridge. It's all wrapped.
Okay. Isn't the voice on? Yes, they're supposed to pick from a winner, right?
You know, 777? Not 8 o'clock yet? Just now 8 o'clock.
What are you gonna get me for dessert? You can have baklava.
Want baklava?
Do you?
I don't remember eating my baklava for lunch.
Do you need it?
I must have, I don't remember it.
It's in a little dish.
The dish was empty when I came home, I must have ate it. At least, I guess I got one here. See why the voice isn't on. Hey Google, is the voice on tonight? It's on
What's
a
that?
9.
Oh. Then let's go for dessert.
Oh, where?
Dairy Queen.
Wanted to go to Ashland, huh?
No, we don't have to go nowhere. How was your day, honey?
Kevin is in worse shape. He never got out of the hospital. Talked to his wife, confirmed liver cancer, the biopsies came back bad.
He's not gonna make it out.
I don't know.
He's not gonna make it out.
She didn't sound hopeful.
His poor wife, huh?
Yeah. She would ask me questions and I don't know the answers.
What was she asking him?
How's he doing and all that? So I said, okay, I'll call his wife. Because Kevin hasn't been answering his phone. But he says, yeah, he's confused. He's out of it. Said he woke up today, wanted to reconfigure some routers.
So how was Vicky's meeting?
Oh, she's really out of it too. I'm wondering if another reason she has Kathleen kind of buffer the rest of us, even though Tim's gonna work directly for her. I think she's losing it. She couldn't remember names. She's sitting there pausing. Maybe she's just tired, but she was really completely out of it tonight, morning or meeting. Talked to us for an hour. Could have got done in like 20 minutes, but she's just going. Who starts with A? We're going. I think you're talking about Carolyn. Well, that doesn't start with A. It says Carolyn Andrade. Oh yeah, that's it. She was not at the top of her game tonight, that's for sure. Yeah, since I don't see her every week, the change to me is probably more dramatic and apparent than it is to others.
I thought the meatloaf was good today, huh?
It was. You sure I can't get you anything? Would you like baklava?
I don't really want baklava.
Would you like the chocolate?
Not really. What I really want is butterscotch sundae with whip. That's for fat people.
You can't get butterscotch sundaes around here.
I saved 4 peak of bacon for the morning.
Oh, that's very kind of you. So your Ember thing is upstairs now.
Where it came today?
Yeah, I ordered it this morning. It showed up today.
Oh my God.
in the box. In case I figure out how to actually fix it. You need that measuring tape to measure your reed finger. What else was there? What was I talking about? That was your meeting.
I'm not even on the committee anymore, but she didn't have enough people.
Well, I didn't think you could vote.
Yes, she didn't take me off yet, so I'm still there.
Do you think you're doing her a favor? You mean to offer? I thought you were mad
I
the
didn't
other day
know.
when you weren't.
I didn't offer.
If you're not on the committee, you can't like second vote.
They let me vote. I'm not off the committee. She didn't take me off, I guess. I guess we're having chocolate chips. We got off that.
Chocolate kiss on ice cream.
I don't want that, but go ahead. So what else? Anything else happen interesting?
No.
So no decisions are made, right?
No decisions were made.
No, what was in that box? That was the thing?
No, that's a camera like Rachel gave you because you sound like you want an extra camera, right? Like one of the house or whatever.
I think it should be at the front door because people can steal packages right off of that.
Yeah, but it's gonna be hard to do.
Why?
But where am I gonna mount it?
On that tree. Oh, you need.
Power.
What are we getting? If I start eating those, then I won't stop.
I'm full if they had seconds on meatloaf.
Oh, I didn't. But I'm glad you liked it.
And I was actually answering Corey.
Do we know how much the thing that we're sending Matthew the money?
No.
Can't you just ask him how much can we send you?
Well, yeah.
We're writing a check.
I thought we're selling them.
No, just we're writing a check, mailing it tomorrow, and we want to know how much it is. Period. I mean, he sent us a favor. I don't want to have to get all this stuff out again tomorrow, so. Into your lunch now. Got the bowl out sitting right next to you. Looks like you like my tiger.
I'm calling Corey. They're deep. Hi. Hello. Hey, can you hear me? No, I can't hear you. Yeah, on speaker and off speaker. Hey, so Kim says, how come we don't know how much we owe you? And we'll send you a check tonight. Okay. you gonna tell us tonight how to pay Matthew and how much it is? Yeah. What's the street price? No, it gets here tomorrow afternoon. Kim says she will be. I do have an email that says if I want to go pick it up, I can, but Kim says she'll be here. $2 to require signature. Kim will be home. Okay, well. Okay. Well, we're on track for that, I guess, if Kim's home. So,
Really appreciate him doing that.
so you want to wait till you get the package before you pay him, Kim?
Why?
In case you have to file an insurance claim.
Okay. Whatever he wants. I just want to make sure we're good. He knows we're not, slipping on Mickey.
Are you gonna be causing trouble like my mother is for Sarah?
What do you mean?
She's mad that Sarah didn't cash that check.
What check?
My mother sent Sarah a check for her birthday.
Sarah didn't cash it?
Sarah says she ain't gonna cash it
Why?
because she's not that good of a granddaughter.
What was it, $10?
Yeah, they try to explain to Sarah that her grandparents took care of, my mother's grandparents took care of her, so she thinks it's her job to take care of her grandkids. And don't piss her off because I get in the middle of it, just like I get in the middle of this between you and Matthew.
I'm really grateful for Matthew for doing that. I want to send something to Matthew to thank him. What's his favorite thing? I said, I want to send Matthew something to thank him. I'd like to know what some of his favorite things.
Oh, did you already mail him some of those favorite things?
No,
No cookies that you sent to Corey that Matthew can have?
no, I didn't send him cookies.
Corey didn't get any cookies?
No.
Well, now you're screwed. He knows you didn't send cookies.
Hey, I hope you put it in the freezer or the fridge.
You get to eat fertilizer?
What is something that Matthew really likes? Because I'd like to send him something to thank him. Japanese whiskey. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, where'd he learn that?
Yeah. What?
He wants an Xbox Series 10.
Well, I have one. I'll send it to him. Okay. And Kian. No, they have only dead boxes. They have
But they got all their controllers.
their controllers, yeah.
What do you mean they have dead boxes?
They're broken one. Old one.
Do they? I don't know what they got. They're always playing games. I don't know what they're playing them on. They're playing on the Switch a lot, whatever a Switch is.
I don't know what it is either.
Well, that's a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
Definitely, Kaylin used that.
They,
When Kaylin's supposed to be programming or leading a programming team.
they're playing Switch instead. I guess I did hook them up that one time. So they know how to do all that.
I need a few more. That's the problem.
Can't have just one Hershey
No, but
Kiss.
he has to like something more than anime that I can send him. He really went out of his way for us, and we really appreciate it.
I don't know. I'll have to ask.
Corey,
Yeah.
go to the UPS store.
I know. I'll send Corey cookies.
Matthew needs air in one of his car tires.
Yeah.
Got an air pump. He needs to take care of that too. I swear, for a guy that's got big plans, he doesn't spend much time working on his car. Marks it and runs right in the house, and then marks it right before he leaves somewhere. But yeah, I told you about the controller. I'll ask that.
Yeah. We'd like to send him something to thank him for doing all that. That's a big deal for us.
I told you that he said that the virtual farming game doesn't come with it.
That's okay.
You think they find? You can work on a farm.
Yeah.
You'd like to play that one.
Yeah.
I don't know what that game does. I couldn't read it. It's on my phone. That thing. It felt yesterday.
No, it's in the week this week. So if you're really gonna do it right, you gotta have oats dust blowing on your back every time you turn the corner.
I'll just get those virtual reality goggles.
Nothing feels better on a summer day than turning downwind with a sprayer behind you, blowing 2,4-D on the weeds around it.
Yeah. Or,
I don't think I ever sprayed around that 2,4-D you got.
keep running it underneath the plane when before he shuts it off. Okay, well, let us know. I guess we're supposed to open this up tomorrow, make sure it's broke, let you know, and then Zella at your account's full.
Okay.
So you're set up, but Matthew's not. And
What? It's your phone number that we're using because you only use your phone number to send the money.
yeah, Is it your phone number? Is that what you set yours up for?
I don't know.
Yeah, Corey, that's how I send you the money via your phone number.
Oh, well, Matthew. I'm telling Matthew to do it through his account, although I've got, I guess I have access to his account too. If he doesn't get it done, I'll just do it.
Well,
I'll have to remember what his phone number is, so.
Did Target give him a cashback credit card?
No, no, Target has cashback credit card. I get a 5% discount on my Target credit card.
Yeah, they won't give you a discount and cashback.
okay.
That's only good at Target.
Well, okay, I guess we'll let you go. I gotta go get my dessert now before the voice comes on. You know who's gonna win?
I've never watched the boys this year. Is that the one with Kelly Clarkson and
Yep.
Blake.
the guy from Maroon 5's not on there anymore, is he?
No, he's not on there anymore.
Ariana?
Ariana Grande.
And
Blake Shelton.
John. No,
Legend.
John Legend.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'll put my bet on a girl named Tom to win it.
People like, the girls I've been on for Miss Universe,
Was that Miss India?
Miss India one.
Yeah, but that was because of her question, right?
She did good on that question. Although it was good on that question.
So does he like that Suntory Taki whiskey? Suntory Taki?
What?
Suntory Taki whiskey. I'm looking
Oh, Matthew?
I'm looking it up.
He's got a, I think he's got a fresh bottle here, so I don't know that he keeps it anymore. I should ask him in a while.
All right.
Hey, who let that federal racer back into the bunkhouse on Yellowstone? I see you bringing Peter back, but what about that other gal?
I know. I don't know how she got back in. The Buckle Bunny. We don't know how she got in there.
Yeah, Donna doesn't watch that, so her have to watch it. Oh, Donna told me that she didn't do Jimmy's job at college. She did Jimmy's job when she worked for the veterinarian.
Oh.
When did she work for the veterinarian?
The summer job. While you were in college, though, right?
While
She
you're in
said-
college.
She said electricity was involved.
Thomas should have got a package today.
Was it?
So could your mother.
Yep.
Oh, she did?
Was that before you started doing? So, like 1979, 1980.
Yeah, the sequence of events is important. you want to really check her off, send her a $5 check.
Is that what her grandmother sent her?
I guess. So, okay, well, I guess we'll have to talk to you tomorrow.
All right.
Okay,
When we get there, let's see.
I'll text you when it gets here anyway.
okay, sure, get to see if it still rattles.
Okay,
Okay, have a good night.
night. I think I'm gonna send them a turducken.
My new phone comes in April. I'm upgrading to a 5G.
Why don't I order this Christmas feast from Goldbelly so I don't have to cook? You think I'm kidding? I ain't.
This is gonna be like the $400 Thanksgiving meal.